Shalom, welcome to U.S. History with your host Austin Haley. It's 1860 and President Lincoln has just declared the secession of South Carolina. This is a hard time for the U.S. since Lincoln's goal is to keep the U.S. as one. It's 1 year later and there has just been a battle at Fort Sumter. The battle was fought near Charleston, so I'm advising everybody to stay indoors. Only 2 months after the Battle of Fort Sumter, the U.S. is calling this the Battle of Bull Run. General McDowell has replicated George B. McClellan once the battle ended. It's 1862, and there has just been an intense but short battle between General Robert E. Lee's Confederate Army of Northern Virginia and the Union Army of the Potomac commanded by Major General Ambrose Burnside. This battle was fought in and around Fredericksburg, Virginia. The Battle of Antietam was fought on September 17, 1862. It was a decisive engagement leading into the American Civil War. It also halted the Confederate advance to Maryland for the purpose of gaining their military supplies. Monitor versus Merrimack has just happened. It lasted for 1 day. It was a naval engagement that was fought off the coast of Virginia between two ironclad ships, the Union Monitor versus the Confederate Virginia. President Lincoln has just delivered a speech at the dedication of Soldiers Cemetery. Lincoln said that this will be called the Gettysburg Address. President Lincoln has just issued an executive order on January 1st, 1863, freeing slaves in all portions of the United States. This has been called the Emancipation Proclamation. The Battle of Chancellorsville was a major battle of the American Civil War. It was fought on April 30th to May 6th, 1863. It was fought between the South led by Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. They defeated a large Northern army, but Jackson was unfortunately killed by one of his own men after the conclusion of the war. The Battle of Gettysburg was fought from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863. It was a Union victory that stopped Confederate General Robert E. Lee's second invasion of the North. More than 50,000 men met their demise during the third day of war, turning this into the bloodiest battle of the war. On April 9th, 1865, at the Appomattox Courthouse, Union Army General-in-Chief Ulysses S. Grant accepted Confederate General-in-Chief Robert E. Lee's surrender. It's a terrible day for the U.S. as President Abraham Lincoln has been assassinated. Lincoln was attending a play at Ford's Theater and was shot by John Wilkes Booth. It is April 14th, 1865, #Lincoln. Claire Barton was born on December 25th, 1821. She became a teacher, worked in the U.S. Patent Office, and was an independent nurse during the Civil War. Claire Barton then founded the American Red Cross in 1881. She risked her life to bring supplies and support to soldiers in the field. She founded it at age 60 and led it for the next 23 years. After President Lincoln's unfortunate death, the graveyard Lincoln was buried in was named Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. It was founded in 1999 and covers 982 acres and is located in Elwood, Illinois. The end of the Civil War improved the North but hurt the South. The South was affected because all slaves were freed, thus removing the bulk of the Southern workforce. Robbed of 2.6 million euros from a Royal Mail train heading from Glasgow to London on the West Coast Main Line. This happened on the 8th of August, 1963.